The story making rounds on the internet of the 2-year-old and helps mom deliver baby. It's an interesting experience in the Mississippi Delta there. This lady, this story here is it's amazing. Many people are overjoyed that this young boy could have jumped, joined in and help. I asked my friend, she says, awesome. But I had been doing an informal research on delivery of babies and husbands' visits, and I found something interesting. I found that one friend, he was there for the delivery of his babies, and he said his wife was so close to death and she looked so bad. Now, she had wanted about 6 children, and all he ended up having was 2, because he felt that he don't want his wife to go into that experience again. Another guy, he went to see his wife deliver the babies, and again she probably wanted more. They just had 2, and she tied her tubes up. But the experience seemed to traumatize both men. The first one, he doesn't want his wife to go through that, and he's obstructing her from achieving what she wanted to. She wanted to have 6. This other guy, he seemed to have gone impotent, because the trauma of seeing his wife go through that experience has devastated him so much that he associated having sex with her is to go there. Although she tied her tubes, he ended up having a dysfunction on there. Now, I'm not an expert in this thing, and I'm not sure, but it just seemed so coincidental, or that it's happening to these people who have gone in there, that I'm just wondering. Now, women usually from early they're acculturated into this baby delivery and all this stuff, and they're told how this it is and all that, and they start preparing their minds from early to go through this. Now, if a young girl grows up with her husband, her father, and a whole bunch of men around, I'm not sure if she would have that same acculturation, except he was smart and had her a lot of times with some female around to be able to, she's gonna not gone through that early introduction to baby delivery and how painful it is and yada yada yada, and the whole baby talk, etc., so that when she's old enough, she's talking in terms of she's holding her crutch, wearing pants, and talking about she want to do this to the women, or she did this to the men, and she might not necessarily have an inclination to have babies and so on. So what I'm saying is this, that this is a child, and in those times you try to tell the child that your baby brother came with a stork. It's not that the older people were stupid in telling the children this. Of course, it's an advanced discourse that you don't want to get kids in too early. Now, we start teaching elementary kids about sex so as to avoid perverting them and destroying them, but it is giving them sexual education graphic too early, and what it does is that it remains on their head. That's all they're thinking about. And with this boy now, I'm not sure how it's going to affect him, or if anybody will be able to recognize how it's going to affect him, but he has had an advanced experience. His little 2-year-olds, they're just playing around with little toys. He's seen delivery of babies. Now, you ask the question, what she could have done? Well, okay, it's unplanned, it's a early delivery situation. Don't you have some friends to call over? What about the neighbor? What about her family? Weren't they like 2 minutes away that they could have come over and let this guy stay away so that he doesn't have this introduction to this experience that is beyond his years? I think that basically this was bad for this young boy, and you don't know how it's going to affect him. Maybe he's going to, I don't know how it's gonna affect his thoughts, but I do hope that he grows up to be a normal young man and that is not destroyed by this experience. I am very cautious about this, and any other person who would want to give the young boy children, especially, or young children, an introduction to baby deliveries, I'd recommend that you don't. There's no excuse. I mean, even if you were traveling in the car, let him sit down in front, or another person take him out to the car and put him one side so they don't see this thing. I mean, he know about the vagina straight up, like, it's like, I don't know how early normally a young boy would discover that mom got different stuff, or mom got anything, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, this early baptism, I think it's too early. And as I said, it's an emergency, but still, the neighbor could have come over, a friend could have come over somebody could have, as soon as they start feeling pain, call somebody over to drive it to the hospital if it comes to that. Somebody should have come over and be there to help her out. And as I said, I hope that this young boy is not destroyed, or given this advanced information that he starts to experiment and he doesn't want to have kids because he saw the pain his mom went through and all that. I don't know how it's going to affect him, but let me see how this is going to go. But I'm not recommending that more folks expose the kids to this kind of experience.